And hello everybody, welcome back to the video. Today we're back inside Minecraft and I thought we'd do something fun. We're gonna go back and we're gonna play 25 stages of simple parkour. This is the first real parkour map I played on my channel. It was about a year ago, something like that. But yeah, I've done so much parkour lately and I've improved a lot, so I want to see how much better I can do on this parkour map. It took me an hour and 20 minutes, and that's not including time cut out, which I cut out a lot from the first one. So as long as we beat it in say around an hour with no cuts, I feel like there's been significant improvement. Once again, it's hard for me to tell exactly how long it took me just because I did bad enough, and at the time whenever I did a video like this, I'd always cut out long segments that I was struggling with. So as a result, it's it's a bit harder to tell the exact time that it took me to do it. And I don't think this map had a timer or anything that I would be able to go check. At the end of the video, a message saying how long it had taken or anything like that. So I presume that I pretty much just have video times to go off of, which we're already through one level, which I only fell once, and I'm kind of disappointed in that one fall, but it makes sense based on how the parkour goes. Whoosh. Okay. There's invisible blocks. It's always disconcerting when they put invisible blocks in. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I remember this parkour being fairly fun. I remember me absolutely hating the soul sand section in particular. I don't particularly remember how stuff went aside from that. Yeah, I pretty much just remember the soul sand parkour being a pain. Because, I mean, it has been a while since that video. It is interesting to, be looking back at old content and stuff, because it really makes me realize how much, I've changed in more ways than one. Especially from my really old videos, like the Brawl Stars stuff. It was just such a different time. Okay, slab parkour. I don't mind slab parkour. It's just normal parkour, but sometimes stuff's only up half a block instead of a full block, and I already fell. Based off the fact it's 25 stages, and it took me 4 videos last time, each being about 20 minutes. 5 stages in 20 minutes would be about the pace. Now, once again, the pace would have been longer just off of the amount that I had to cut off. And also I remember that sometimes I'd end the video on a harder level, and then between that and the next video, which would normally be a couple days, I might have practiced the parkour some. Okay. Thinking about this one, I do remember I had to cheat to get past this one because there was a level that I could not beat, and I expect that I'll probably be able to beat it this time. Now the other thing is it might have legitimately been an impossible jump, because I remember looking at it afterward. I finished the map and just going, nah, that is 100% impossible jump. Easier than it looks. Okay, mate. Oh, this is... I missed it. Wasn't there also a way to cheese it from here, if I remember properly? If you jumped right at this point, then you could... Yeah, you can cheese it and get to here. Which made this stuff easier, because I have a feeling that... Yeah, I this is not a type of jump I'm good at even now. Yeah, if I remember properly, this jump's impossible. And I yeah, I still think I probably stand by that. So we're probably going to have to skip past this spot here. Which kind of stinks, but yeah. Since the main point is to, you know, compare times to my old one anyway, I'm not super concerned about beating this level. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that jump's impossible. Just pretty sure. I'm not positive. It's funny all this time later, and I'm still not positive that that jump's impossible. Depends on the reach versus the jump and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to just skip this level. I'm not super worried about it. Adventure. Now, if I remember properly, that's about where we ended the first video. So 20 minutes of recording from last time. Now, granted, I did skip past the minecart section a lot faster since I already knew that I was pretty sure that it was impossible. So that does kind of balance it out. Honestly, I'm surprised. I figured that, you know, like, for example, sections like this, that I remember being fairly difficult, that I would find them fairly easy now. But surprisingly, there's still a decent difficulty level to them. Now, one note I'm going to make for this one is this was a level that I practiced a lot off camera. And it still took me forever to complete, so I'm not, you know. It's not like I'm not going significantly faster. It's just I'm surprised that, like, the map actually was kind of difficult. Which I feel a little better about, you know, my parkour skills back then now. Although still, I remember that level taking a really long time, and that should not have taken me very long. So yeah, I mean, consensus after the first, what, 5 or so levels? Something like that. I don't know exactly how many. I wasn't keeping track. I've clearly improved, but I might have been a little better at parkour in the past than I gave myself credit for. Like, not as a matter of I'm saying I was good at parkour back then. I was completely trash. But I might have been a little bit better than I'd given my past self credit for. Like, maybe, you know, like level 2 out of 5,000 instead of 1. Okay, once again, probably a bit. Yeah. Okay, Planks parkour. We're going really quick. I might be able to get this entire map done in, like, I don't know, half an hour? That might be a bit fast. Boom. Yeah. What I might do is I might, after I finish this, just go back and watch some of my old videos, because I'm just going off of what I remember from them. Just watch some of the old videos and just see how bad I really did at the time. Because the other thing to consider is I might be mixing up some factors of the map with other maps. I find it slightly unlikely that that's the case, just off of the fact that what am I thinking? Just based off of the fact that I didn't do much parkour back then, so it seems unlikely that, you know, I'd have other parkour maps from that sort of time frame that would even be in my memory to, you know, make me think of other maps. Oh, there is a block directly above that. Based off how I jumped last time, I didn't actually think there was one up there. I thought it was, like, offset for whatever reason. Ooh, ooh. Okay, we're fine. For being Planks parkour, there sure are a lot of stairs. I mean, I get the idea is kind of like, oh, it's, you know, plank stairs. Except for the fact that, you know, plank stairs don't actually exist. They're just oak stairs and crimson stairs and stuff like that. Unless I'm going insane. I haven't played a lot of survival Minecraft recently. Which actually is something that, you know, I kind of lament a bit. I kind of want to do more survival Minecraft. I don't do enough. But yeah. Yeah, and I don't know, like, it's just a matter of I have a bit of burnout from, you know, my long survival series, but at the same time I still have a passion for it, so I don't know. Like, it's a bit weird. Okay, let's not mess this up. Jump up this time. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's not mess up here. This spot would stink to mess up at. I wonder how long that level took me the first time around. I will say though, for the description of this map was really inaccurate. Like it was talking about how the map was really easy and simple and like don't get me wrong, it is fairly simple, but it's not easy. And I feel like that's a bit oops, fell off or walked off. That's a bit misleading to, you know, claim that your map's easy and then have it be super difficult. And I don't have as much of a problem with that if you're, you know, like telling somebody that's really good at a game that it's easy and then make it super difficult. It's like, okay, yeah, but they still like it's fine and all for that, just based off the fact that they'll have the ability to deal with the harder map. So while it's still annoying for them that the difficulty's off, it's not as big of a deal. But for someone that, you know, is bad at parkour, having a mislabeled difficulty can be quite annoying. And now we're on to the soul sand stuff. Now this stuff was a nightmare for me. The other thing is, at the time I didn't know that you could, at least I don't think I did. It's been long enough I don't remember for sure. I don't think I was aware that you could just crouch off the side of a block and the effects wouldn't apply. But I don't remember. It's been long enough now. But still, I'm making good time. We're 12 minutes in. I think the soul sand was like the last level I got done in the second episode. Or something like that. Regardless, we are cruising. Oh, and then I fall. I say we're cruising, then immediately fall, of course. Yeah, I understand why I struggled with this so much, though. Like, soul sand jumps, if you don't crouch off the side of the block, are insanely difficult. So, yeah, it's definitely understandable that I struggled with these sort of jumps. Because if I wasn't crouching off the side of the blocks, I'd still be struggling pretty heavily with these. But yeah, I'm actually curious. I think it's in the thumbnail of it. I haven't pulled up. Nah, it's not in the thumbnail. Yeah, but pumpkin jumps were in the second episode for sure. And once we get to cactus jumps, we know for sure we're in the third episode. And then the fourth episode, the thumbnail's diamonds, which I'm pretty sure was the last level. So, guessing that thumbnail isn't exactly helpful for me. Doing some weird stuff with these jumps, but like, yeah, just kind of in a hurry to get through, just because I don't want to spend a long time here. And then I make a mistake like that. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm still gonna be stuck on this spot for a little bit, just because such a long string of soul sand jumps, like, they're still just so painful. Because the main problem isn't like the difficulty of the jumps. Like, the jumps aren't all that difficult. The problem is you can't momentum your way through. So as a result, it takes a while to get back to where you were at if you fall. which makes every fall really devastating. And when a fall's devastating like that, it makes it really easy for the map to get into your head and for you to start to struggle a bit more. So as a result, it's something that would definitely be good if I could, you know, get through this fairly quickly before I can, you know, let any of the struggles affect me. So yeah, for that, I'm just kind of, you know, in a bit of a hurry. Just don't want to dilly-dally. But at the same time, I don't want to go super fast and end up falling because of it. But ultimately, we are right at the end. And yeah, that wasn't too difficult. Okay, we're now on the cactus jumps, which are for sure in the 3rd level. And isn't this the section that, yeah, he forgot to put sand over the stinking cactus. Okay, give me 1 sec, guys. Okay, do I still have the string? No, we're good. So the only thing to note is I did give us infinite regeneration too, because the map does have us with enchanted golden apples to regenerate instead of just dealing with fall damage and stuff like that. So these cactus really aren't going to deal much damage to us, which I don't think should be a problem, just because it's the difference between, oh, you know, I have regeneration instead of stopping to eat an enchanted golden apple occasionally. The one annoying thing about this is I do know that not all of the cactus are supposed to be at 1 height, but I have all of them at 1 height besides the singular one that's required to be on 2 height to make it. Besides that, every single one is on 1 height, but I can't say I'm positive that's how that's supposed to be set up. I really wish the map creator had just remembered to put string over their cactus. But, oh well. And ice parkour. Now this is something that I always kind of struggle with, but I've gotten better at recently. I just don't know, you know, exactly by how much, or if it's even faster to just go ahead and play it safe with these jumps and like spots like this. Just kind of, you know, use the same trick I used for the soul sand for them. The only thing about it is some jumps, like further jumps, are easier with the ice momentum. So like, you know, for spots like that, I don't really want to lose the momentum from the ice, but at the same time, you know, it's easier to control it if you just crouch off the edge. So it's, you know, regardless of which way you go, you're missing out on something. But regardless, we made it. Coal parkour. The next 8 stages will be ore parkour, mixed between the ore block and the okay, yeah. And this means that we're about at where I would have been at episode 4 now. I can't believe I messed that up. And so we're about 60 minutes in content-wise, and probably like 2 to 3 hours in for the time I actually spent on the parkour in 20 minutes. So, yeah. And granted, like, on both the cactus and the minecart jumps, like, I knew ahead of time that the minecart jumps, I'm pretty sure, are impossible. And maybe they're not, and I cheated, but regardless, I'm not super worried about it. And then with the cactus jumps, I knew that they were messed up ahead of time. So from those standpoints, you know, we can say that, you know, maybe about half an hour of the parkour time can be cut off, and maybe like 10 minutes of the video times. So maybe we're actually looking at, you know, going 30 minutes faster content-wise rather than 40 minutes, and, you know, more like 2.5 hours faster than 3 hours, you know, parkour-wise. Iron parkour. Woo! I think, wait, I just kind of considered ore parkour where the next level was at, since I knew, or the last video was at, since I knew number 4 was at least include the diamond section. But I think iron section's actually where I ended the video, because I think I went through a bit of the iron section and sort of struggling with it a bit, hit 20 minutes, and was like, all right, that's the end, that's a wrap. I don't know, I went about it in really weird ways. I feel like if you're going with a lot of heavy cuts, you really do have to heavily edit your videos. Whereas, like, if you're not gonna heavily edit your videos, which I don't for multiple reasons, some of which I might actually get into here shortly while I'm talking. But, yeah, like, I feel like if you're gonna do a lot of cuts, you kind of have to edit, and if you're not going to do a lot of cuts, then, you know, it's a lot easier to have just an unedited video. And the reasons why I don't edit my videos personally, well, there's a couple of reasons, but, like, the reasons why I don't edit myself is mostly a mix of laziness and I don't have time. Like, between everything I do, it would be pretty difficult to find time to edit a video and get a video out every day. So from that standpoint, I don't, you know, edit them myself. But then, you know, you're probably sitting there thinking, you know, why don't you get somebody else to edit them for you? And, you know, I've tried some of that stuff before, you know, with Riptide, and I've had some other offers from people. But the problem I have with having somebody else edit my videos is the fact that, like, it messes with the flow of my content creation. Like, even if I had somebody that was willing to edit a video every single day for me, oh, that's weird. Having somebody else put into my, like, flow of production would mess with the entire system, and I don't know if I'd be able to continue pulling off daily videos with something like that. As a result, I'm not super interested in, oh, there's a ladder on the side, in messing with kind of my chain of production by adding in an extra editor. And, like, the only time that I was willing to try something like that was when, you know, me and Riptide were working together with that, and he was editing for me. But the thing about that is, at the time, I wasn't doing daily videos, and I had no plans to continue doing daily videos at the time. So, as a result, I was much more willing to, you know, mess with the chain of production and add somebody else in. So yeah, as a result, I just find it a lot easier to do unedited videos, and I can use the, you know, pause feature in OBS to, you know, preemptively cut out sections that I know are, you know, not going to be anything important. And yeah, I mean, it's not the ideal system, but it's what works for me. And, you know, you guys have been enjoying the content lately, so I'm not too worried about, you know, attempting to shake up the content. What I might be willing to do, though, is start doing, like, one video, like, if, you know, I get another offer for somebody who'd be willing to edit for me, do, like, one video a week that's edited. Like, do 6 videos a week that are my normal system, and then one video a week can be edited. I feel like that wouldn't mess too strongly with the flow for how I do my videos, while at the same time, you know, mixing some edited content in occasionally. So yeah, I guess that's, you know, an invitation if anybody wants to try out editing. Try out an editing gig, you know. But yeah. And, like, the other thing is I know that, you know, not a lot of people have the same sort of passion with YouTube stuff that I do, where, you know, you can be 800 videos in and still be perfectly loving doing it, you know, even with, what, 400 subscribers or whatever. So, you know, from that standpoint, I also know that it might be difficult for some people to, you know, find motivation to continue editing for a channel that's not seeing much success. So yeah, I don't know. It's all it's all kind of a balancing act. I mean, there's a reason why, you know, it offends YouTubers, a lot of YouTubers, when you say that it's you know, a really easy job being a YouTuber, and, you know, you're not doing anything, you know, hardworking or anything like that with your life. Like, there's a reason why, you know, a lot of YouTubers take offense to that, especially the ones that, you know, have had to work hard to get to where they're at. And, like, it's true that it's not the same sort of hard work that you'd have to put in for other stuff, but it's like, you know, you still have to work. You still have to put a lot of time into something that you have no guarantees ever going to pan out to any degree. So not only do you have to take a risk with it, but you have to invest a lot of time into, you know, learning to do stuff. So I don't know. It's, you know, I don't feel like people that make that claim are completely justified. I understand where it comes from, though. It's like, you know, you see somebody that gets to make a living by playing video games or whatnot, and, you know, you kind of look at that and go, seriously? All you have to do is play video games? I'm out here, you know, working, you know, a 9-to-5 job that I have to break my back for or whatever, and you're just playing games? But, like, you know, most of the people that are making money on YouTube have had to put a lot of really hard effort in. And that's something that I never had a real respect for until I got into it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I first started, I thought there was a decent chance that, oh, you get 100 videos in and you're gonna have, you know, 5,000 subscribers and be really successful on the platform. But you quickly realize that that's not how it works. Jumped over it again. But, like, if you go in with that, the assumption of that being how it works, it can be difficult to find any motivation to go on. Like, that's part of why, like, for those of you who don't know, this is my first YouTube channel I've ever had. I had another channel that I did that for, you know, like, about a month. I posted about 20 videos on it or whatever, and this was like 4 years ago or something. So I was, you know, I was pretty young. But I need to just do that normally. Like, I very much so went into it with the expectation that, you know, oh, I'll record some videos and they'll do really well, and I'll, you know, within a couple months I'll be making money, and, you know, all that. Like, I very much so had the wrong impression going in, and that's part of why I've been able to go so strong on this channel. Is when I started back up doing stuff, you know, with Brawl Stars and stuff like that, I wasn't going into it with the expectation that, you know, I'd even at any point be making money or anything like that. I went into it with the expectation that it was going to be a hobby. It was going to be something I'd do for fun, and, you know, that was, you know, about it. That was the expectations I was going in with, and, you know, as a result, it was much easier to be, you know, 100 Brawl Stars videos in or whatever, and be averaging 1 or 2 views on them, and not feel like I was failing on the platform. So I don't know. It's that's toxic. It's something that I find very interesting. You know, like with YouTubers who did kind of not have to work all that hard to get to where they're at. Like the ones that did post 1 or 2 videos and by mostly pure luck they exploded and did really well. And like, I'm not referring to somebody like Dream who, you know, made very clear that he did months of research before even posting his first video into, you know, what makes a video successful on YouTube. But like for the people that really did just post a random video, and it blew up, like it's a bit more interesting to observe how that goes, just because like these are people that did kind of, you know, they got to reach large degrees of success without, you know, ever having to put in the large amounts of effort to get 20 views on a video. And they're also the sort of people that, you know, make the argument that, oh, being a YouTuber is easy and, you know, you can become one really easily and stuff like that, that do make those arguments look more like reasonable. But the other thing I'll say on that is it's definitely the minority of YouTubers that can see success without putting in a lot of hard work. Like almost any YouTuber that has a large degree of success on the platform has put in a lot of work to get to where they're at. It's just there are a couple YouTubers that, you know, either got lucky in the fact that one of their family members maybe took off on the platform, or, you know, a friend or something, then they managed to get popular off that. But once again, like, you still gotta put in hard work and make good content for it to pan out. And then there's also people that do post that one video that, you know, just completely randomly blows up, despite the fact it doesn't make sense with the way that everybody else has observed the algorithm works for it to blow up. And like, you know, they post videos that are very clearly not optimized for the algorithm and still somehow pan out really well. But like at the same time, like, you can be jealous of them all you want, but a lot of times when somebody gets famous or popular off of that, it rarely pans out for them in the long run. It's like the winning the lottery effect, where it's just like most people that win the lottery go bankrupt within the next 5 years, is it? I don't know if that's exactly right, but you get the point. Most people that, you know, win the lottery end up going bankrupt before too much longer. So it's like, but part of the deal is they've gotten super popular, but they've never, you know, had to figure out what makes a good video, what people are interested in, and stuff like that. So some of them manage to put in the work and do a really good job with the popularity they got off it, and others end up pretty much disappearing from the platform and, you know, will 5 years later end up on a video like, why did this person quit YouTube? And the other thing is a lot of people aren't ready to have large degrees of popularity thrown at them, because there's a lot of really positive comments that people leave on the platform, and a lot of people are really nice. But you do get hate comments, and you get random comments from people that, you know, start just for no apparent reason, you know, hating really hard on a YouTuber without having a good justified reason for it. And that can be really hard on someone that's, you know, dealing with it in large numbers instead of being eased into it with having to deal with some of the hate as a smaller channel. And then, you know, around the time that you've learned to start to kind of ignore it, then start gaining more popularity and having more of those people. Anyway, I've ended up on a really long tangent about this. We're now 35 minutes in. We're only 2 levels away from the end. So, like, we're going to be... assuming I can start getting my act together and stop failing on this stinging blue level. Which doesn't seem likely to happen anytime soon at this rate. We should be able to complete everything within around 40-ish minutes. Which... really good compared to where I was at last time. Once again, I estimate that, you know, about 2 to 3 hours of parkour was how long it took me for my first time through. And it's been long enough now since I've done it that, like, true, I remembered the minecart and the cactus thing, but just because those things really stood out to me at the time I did it. But besides that, like, I don't remember any of the, like, little tricks I used and stuff like that. And even some of the ones I do remember, like, for example, on the emerald level, the way I got past the first slime jump was very wrong. And very inefficient. So even some of the tricks I do remember, you know, pretty much worthless because they did nothing but slow me down the first time. Ah. I was kind of hoping I could have gotten it there. I don't like these little, like, plus shapes that map creators use just because I always end up, for jumps that are kind of to the side, I always end up jumping from the wrong block. Like from an inefficient block, and ends up slowing me down. Ah! Failed there again. I need to come at it a bit straighter. I also think I had the right idea this time with trying a bit more to momentum it instead of force momentuming it from a closer spot. But who knows. I did get the earlier part down, so I'm getting it done pretty fast, which is very nice. It's letting me speed up. There we go. Yeah. As long as you come at jumps from a good angle, they're much easier to make. Oh, I can easily... yeah. Super easy momentum. Whew, this is not going to be a fun one. Nice, nice. I'm pretty sure this is either the last level or the second to last level. So, like, I think it's the last, but considering the fact that the beacon appears to kind of be in the middle of a room this size, I think it's possible that there's maybe one more level that just kind of jump up to a platform that's kind of up top or something with a beacon on it. I don't know. I won't know until I get up there. But this green parkour shouldn't be super difficult. I just gotta, you know, not mess up. Easier said than done, I know. As long as I take it from the corners and have good mouse cursor positioning, it's so much easier. Like, I always thought that, like, your mouse placement was a very secondary thing in parkour, and that the most important factor was just the timing of your jumps. Oh, well, this is weird. But, said the last 5 levels were color parkour. This is not alright. Anyway, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah. Cursor placement's actually really important compared to how much credit I gave it for importance. Because jumping a 4-block jump from a straight angle is 100 times easier than coming at it from a bit of an angle. Because while it's true that if you jump late enough on your block with enough momentum, you're going to, you know, jump further, and to a degree you can make up for worse cursor placement, but still taking the most direct route to something's the fastest way to do it. It's like, with FPS games. The best players take the most direct routes to a target. I hate how that anvil works. I keep thinking that I'm going to land on the side of it and then have to jump up, but that's not how it's going. But the same concept can be applied to parkour in the fact that if you take the most direct movement from one block to a next, you can go a lot faster and more precisely than if you take a less direct route. I did jump. I hate the way the dragon head collision box works, because there's all that snout that looks like you should be able to stand on it if you can stand on the head, but you can't, because it's a normal head hitbox as far as I can tell. It's just much larger as a block, or not as a block, as a head. But yeah, this should be the last level, so if I can hurry this up and actually get through, that'd be great. Because it's looking like, yeah, actual content-wise, only cutting it down by 40 minutes. Assuming I complete this in my next couple tries, you can still say it's about 40 minutes cut down. I really wish that I knew how much time was cut out between them. And also how much time I'd spent between recordings. Practicing the parkour. My word, my commentary's not on point today. Because knowing that would just be really nice. You can always tell when my commentary's off per day, because I use a lot of so and and just stuff like that I've gotten better about not using as much in my commentary. But then when I'm having kind of an off day, I'm taking that. It becomes more difficult. Okay. This really is random parkour, though. They weren't wrong about that. Putting in a soul sand jump. What's the purpose of that? You want me to hate you? And bam. We did it. Thanks for playing. Hope you enjoyed. Want to play again? Press the button below. Nah. I think twice is enough for one lifetime. This is fun, though. I kind of want to go back to some bit more timed parkour maps, like maybe the snake parkour, and try and beat my old times on that sort of stuff as well, because this is a lot of fun, and parkour maps have been very slow about releasing recently. So I would definitely like to, have some stuff to record. But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. God bless. Bye-bye.